Good morning, and welcome to another exciting edition of the Premier League Zone. Proudly brought to you by 𝐿𝐹𝐿. My name is Anthony Agilo, and this is your number one family radio station, Inspiration FM. Yes, it's a Friday, it's our preview show. We're looking ahead to all the action coming up this weekend, and there's a big one at the Emirates. It's Arsenal taking on Manchester City. Plenty of injuries to go around. We're talking about that game on the show today. Can Chelsea make it 3 wins from 3? They're taking on Bournemouth and Burnley. We're talking about that as well. United, can they bounce back from their malaise? Or do they have weekendophobia?
No.
We'll find out again this weekend, plus all and everything else in between. We have our regular Friday segments as well, possible upsets, and of course our expert picks. But that's been on the roll in recent times, so maybe that good luck will continue. Maybe Bode is the one sucking the good luck from United. You know, he's keeping it to himself, and then United are struggling. We will find out on the show today. But before we do all of that, let me introduce the guys in the studio. Bode Bruno, Triple O, and of course Johnny is somewhere here. Guys, how are you doing this morning? They say, man with the camera in the background, but we'll not talk about it.
We don't care.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm very fine, and I'm really happy and excited. Looking forward to another wonderful weekend of football. Another wonderful weekend of great performance from my team, the team I support. I have recovered from weekendophobia, whatever it's been called. I've transferred it to Manchester. In fact, Manchester United suffered weekendophobia, weekendophobia, mondophobia.
What I know about weekendophobia is that it's not easily broken. But how are you doing?
You be there,
Anthony. Just leave Triple in his space. You will come back on Monday ranting. No, the ranting will start.
Me.
You say now.
Me.
It is not Martin.
Anthony,
I'm doing great.
All right, it's good to know you're doing great. Let's just journey back to last night with some matches from the Europa League last night. Liverpool, 2-0 winners at home against Union Saint-Gilloise. We also saw wins for West Ham. They defeated Freiburg by 2-1 as well. Brighton got their first points in Europe. 1-1 they played away at Marseille. Came back from 2 goals down to draw. So kudos to them in that one. And of course, Aston Villa in the Europa Conference League, they claimed a 1-0 victory over Zrinjska. That's how they call it. Zrinjski Monster. The goal was scored by John McGinn. So kudos to them for that one. So we'll not do any review on that one. We'll just go straight into it. Let's remind you that you can call us at any point on the show. 0700-923-923-923 is the number for you to call. 0700-923-923-923. You can also join us. You can also send us a message on WhatsApp at 081-7313-6193. We're also live on Facebook at Inspiration FM 92.3. Just leave your comments on the live feed. I'll read them on the show. Before we get started properly, let's just take a word from one expert. When we come back, we'll begin with our previews.
Go for gold and bet risk-free on the new season with Betway. Use the golden booking code found on the Betway site to bet on selected match weeks from 11th August to 3rd September and get 100% back as a free bet on any losses. You always get way more with Betway. Terms and conditions apply. No under 18. Bet responsibly.
Welcome back to the show. Let's just dive right into it. Let's read out the fixtures for the show, for the matches this weekend, and then we'll pick one or two to talk about. There's only one place we're starting from, but let's just read out the fixtures. It starts tomorrow at lunchtime. About 12:30, Luton Town will take on Tottenham Hotspur, and then at 3 p.m, Burnley will host Chelsea. Everton will take on Bournemouth. Fulham against Sheffield United. Manchester United against Brentford, and then at 5:30, we'll see Crystal Palace taking on Nottingham Forest. And then on Sunday, Brighton will take on Liverpool. West Ham will take on Newcastle. Wolves against Aston Villa. All these matches at 3 p.m. and then at 2 p.m. and then at 4:30, Arsenal will take on Manchester City. That is where we're starting from. But let me start with you. Injuries around. City will be without Rodri. Who is he coming back? No, he's still suspended. Suspended. So they'll be without Rodri. Arsenal though, they will be without Saka, or maybe
still a doubt.
Will they? First question. I think let's even start from there. Is it worth it to force Saka to play this game this weekend?
Nope. No, and these are my reasons. Why risk a player who would serve you long term? Risk him on the short term and gets a longer injury at the end of the day. Just make him see if he's fit to make it on the bench. Good, but again, I don't think Arsenal cannot do without Saka. They can actually, because that's why Arteta has actually gone out there as well, and reached his team. There's some players that do need to get the starting bet.
Yeah.
Not like they've not deserved it all along, but when you have a player who is a tad, better than what you have, then so for Arteta, it's going to be a test as well. Okay, in a situation where Saka is out for a while, what happened?
Okay.
So for those saying, "Oh, Saka has to play, he has to start," I don't think so.
Okay.
Because if he was out injured, what if he was ruled out totally? What will happen?
Yeah, well, we'll see. Actually, what sort of game should we expect?
I think we should expect a very high octane football, end to end, just like we saw in the Carabao Cup, not the Carabao Cup, the Community Shield game, which has now won on penalties. I think Arteta should not start Saka in that game, bearing in mind as well that Martinelli is out injured, so they can play Gabriel Jesus as a right winger in that Saka position. He did play that position at Manchester City. Play Trossard from the Martinelli position, that's from the left wing. They play Nketiah as a focal point. So I don't know how much of good that would do to their game, because it's not something that they've been doing out and out. City also will be without Rodri. We saw City lose without Rodri. How the absence of Rodri affected the way City played. City is not a team that they miss a player, it becomes so obvious. But in their last game, it was so obvious that they missed Rodri right there. So City are having a couple of players back. Bernardo Silva should be available for this game as well. Doku has been fantastic for them. Haaland has not been scoring goals, but Alvarez has been, giving them the goals that Haaland has not been scoring. So I think it's going to be difficult. I still think City are going to edge this one, though.
All right, everybody thinks City are going to edge this one, but we saw how much City missed Rodri last week. You mentioned it already. The question, buddy. How do Arsenal capitalize on the absence of Rodri?
We do know that for 𝐒𝐕, he doesn't really have the legs in terms of the sort of ability Rodri adds to that team. And even for Pep, I'm very sure he's quite worried right now. And for Arsenal, what they need to do, that midfield battle, they just need to outrun that City midfield. I do know that knowing Pep for who he is, he will try and tweak one or two things once again and ensure that it makes life difficult for Arsenal. Arsenal just have to believe. They just have to believe on Sunday and have that back of their mind. We can actually beat the City team. Like Triple did say, Haaland has not been firing. Yeah. He's not. And in terms of goal scoring this season, Arsenal they've been able to find the goals as well. So they just need to press and press properly. Once they can beat that City midfield, I do feel they have a strong chance to win this one.
Right. Very quickly.
Yes, key thing that they mentioned, believe. Newcastle were able to beat Paris Saint-Germain because they believed they could do it.
Right.
If Arsenal believe that without Saka or without a fully fit Saka, they cannot beat City, they will not beat City. If they believe they can beat City and they put in the effort, they play together as a team, they remain compact and they don't lose their heads, I think they'll be able to get something out of that.
All right, let's go to Brighton. Let's go to Brighton against Liverpool. Brighton are going through something at the moment. We don't know what. But we know on their day, they're the sort of team. I mean, United can explain how that happens. We know on their day they can take apart any team. But Liverpool, they've not been spectacular. But for some reason, they just always, find a way to just get across the line. What sort of opposition will Brighton pose to Liverpool today? That's on Sunday.
I think for the first time, Liverpool shouldn't really head into this one having to think too much. For Brighton, we've seen that the Conference League is beginning to, or is it the Europa right now, is beginning to affect them one way or the other, and even at home. And with the way Liverpool are playing so far, the confidence is beginning to build. Even when they have their backs against the wall, you'd realize that Liverpool seem to to come back even stronger. Yes, the disappointment last week would also be a form of motivation for Jurgen Klopp. Okay, we missed one last week. Let's go for this one and see if we can get one over this Brighton side. But again, each time Brighton faces Liverpool, irrespective of the team they put out, they always have their tails up. It's going to be an interesting one, end to end. I think at the end of the day, it's going to boil down to the team that takes their chances. And of course, the goalkeepers as well will be called into question in this one.
All right, we'll see how that goes. And Triple O for United against Brentford. The 𝐈𝐍𝐒 Brandon Bromo dynamic over there is sort of partnership that gives United trouble. Clever feet, quick movements, things like that, interchange of position and all of that. Can they do it at Old Trafford?
Yes, absolutely. They can't do it at Old Trafford. I listened to an interview which 𝐈𝐍𝐒 and Bromo actually gave on how they have been able to move on from Ivan Toney. He was very influential for them last season. He's been a key player for them, but there's a way they play. In the absence of Ivan Toney, there's that interchange of position. This moment you are seeing Bromo, the next moment you are seeing 𝐈𝐶e. So and they take their chances. United are not known for their good defending. They have a very, very one kind of goalkeeper. One of a kind of goalkeeper in Onana. And the way little errors, United are that team that they turn out too many errors. So United can even play a good game on a day. They can play a good game on a day. The attackers will do their job, but lack of concentration, little errors in here and there, one mistime pass, being at the wrong place at the wrong time and all of that could cost them. And Bromo and 𝐈𝐶e are players that will take full advantage of that. So the only reason Brentford probably will get something out of that game is because of the errors
United will make.
The United defense will make.
All right, we'll see how it goes.
Sorry, Anthony.
Very quickly.
Triple is making it sound as if Brighton is that team that have been playing well. Brentford are that team that have been playing well as well.
14th.
Defensively, they are so poor.
Yes, they are.
Defensively, they are so poor. And so it's even like they're scoring a lot of goals. For Thomas Frank, yes, he would wish to get something at Old Trafford, but something tells me after that disappointment in midweek, because we came here criticized United against Galatasaray, but if we sit down and watch that game again, cut out the errors, it was a game United could have won comfortably at the end of the day.
You're expecting a reaction from United?
Yes, I am.
All right.
The errors are the key to, just like I mentioned, the attack will do their job.
Anyway,
the errors at the back will cost United.
Let's move on. Possible upsets for this weekend. Where are you seeing it? Possible upsets.
Brentford,
of course.
being at Old Trafford,
that will be an upset if it happens, but
it will happen.
All right, buddy, where are you seeing a possible upset this weekend?
Sophomore, Burnley, Chelsea.
I see it too. Honestly, I see it too, but we shall see. I do see it actually, but we shall see. But let's not pick for the weekend. No, honestly, I see it too. But I have a feeling, but you never know. Let's not pick for the weekend.
Feeling. Well, these days, these feelings, the jollof again. All right, I'll begin with Luton Town, Tottenham Spurs. I've gone for a win in that one, and for Fulham, Sheffield United, home win for Fulham. Brighton, Liverpool, I've gone for both teams to score in this one. Arsenal, Man City, both are to score as well. Wolverhampton, Aston Villa, both are to score. Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest, I've gone for home win or draw.
Okay.
For Palace, and Everton, Bournemouth, both to score.
All right, there you go. Put that on your white paper. You might be smiling to the bank.
If you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button for more. Leave a comment and like. Thank you.